This world is an illusion. What do I mean by that? Um, I'm not. I'm not even going to explain this in in a very mystical way. I'm going to break it down practically. What do I mean by, this world is an illusion? Well, let's take advertisements. For instance, let's take how you go on TV and you watch your programs, and I mean, the program you're watching is fake. You know that it's actors. That is fake. Um, but when the advertisements come on, and they advertise a certain product, it could be anything from McDonald's, it could be anything from Walmart. It doesn't matter what the product is, but they will always make the product look a certain way, and they always make the product look good. They don't tell you what the product actually is. They tell you what they want you to believe the product is. And what is the product? I mean, you take anything from fast food, right? And what do you see in advertisements? They always make it look as if you're gonna have a fun time if you just go to McDonald's and purchase a hamburger, and then they sing some jingle, ba da ba ba ba, I'm loving it, right? So, what are they trying to do? They're trying to trick you. They think you're dumb. They think you're stupid. And if you believe, which I know you don't, but if somebody actually believes what they're being told, then they are so far gone and cannot discern between, reality and make believe. But we all kind of know that places like McDonald's, it's unhealthy, and that we're not going to have all this fun if we go to these restaurants. But why do they advertise that? Because you have a subconscious, mind, and the way it works is that subconscious mind of yours is pretty much it's not guarded. Well, it is guarded. It's guarded by the conscious mind, but they subliminally keep reinforcing this certain idea that McDonald's is such a happy place to go to. In fact, they do it to kids a lot too. But you got Ronald McDonald, you got all these mascots who pretend that you go to McDonald's and kids love to go there because of usually they have play areas there. But the whole purpose of the play area is not because they give a crap about your child having fun. It's to make money. It's to get your child wanting to go to McDonald's so that you start buying up their food. But the whole thing is an illusion. In fact, every time I go to a McDonald's or any restaurant for any restaurant that's got some sort of advertising gimmick to it, I see right through that. If I go to McDonald's, I know exactly what I'm eating. In fact, I know so much what I'm eating. I know that I'm eating dead animal. Most people, they don't want to. If you're eating a hamburger in front of them, they look at it as a hamburger. But at the moment I start talking about, the hamburger being literally probably about, pieces of about 100 cows, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear about it. And so they're trapped in the illusion that the hamburger is not a dead animal, but it's just a hamburger. Let's not worry about the details of what it actually is. Let's just call it a hamburger. Other than advertisements, I mean, we got movies, we got video games, TV shows, you name it. It's all acting, and yet people will spend their hard-earned cash, so much money on on entertainment. They'll buy movies and go to the movie theater. Everything's about entertainment. And a lot of times it's because the harsh reality is a lot of people they don't their lives are either miserable or they work really hard to earn money, and then the movies and the games and a lot of stuff are just kind of a distraction from all that. So that is why the entertainment industry is so big. It's an escape, and people love to escape. You don't even have to be Pisces to want to escape. But hey, let's face it, Pisces are definitely lovers of escapism. I mean, I know I am a Pisces, so you know, how often do you think people tell the truth? How often do you think somebody, if they, especially if they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, you know, how often do you think that, somebody asks someone a question and the answer is going to hurt that person's feelings, that they might, they might lie about it, or if they don't lie about it, they'll twist the truth around so it doesn't hurt as bad. But either way, it's not true. It's not true. It's an illusion, I'm not saying that that illusion is bad, because illusion does help. I mean, it does. Without the entertainment, without the fun factor in it, we'd all go insane. We're left brain and right brain creatures. Some of us are more left brain, some of us are more right brain, but either way we have both, and we do need the illusion for the right brain. The right brain side of things is very in tune with that sort of illusionary type of stuff. What else do I mean by this world's an illusion? Well, you look at say your desk. If you look at your desk right now, you look at your desk as one solid object. But reality is it's made up of bits and pieces. I mean, it's just, it's made up of atoms, if you ever took any kind of object, it doesn't matter, it could be anything. Just break your desk in half and then get a microscope, and you'll go and look through the little tiny wood threads that are that make up the desk, and you don't notice those small little things. You're not paying attention to all the details that make up that desk, because to you it doesn't matter, and really to me it doesn't matter either. But the fact is, those things are there, and yet you don't notice those. You can't notice all that stuff. I'll tell you another thing that's an illusion. Color. Color is an illusion. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Obviously, me, you, everybody else, we all see color. Right now I'm looking at my speakers and they're lighting up blue. I have these blue LED speakers, that I bought, from Walmart. But, color is actually, a brain thing. If you don't have a functional brain, if something went wrong with the with the part of your brain that produces colors, because that's what your brain does. It sort of paints in the color. But if something funky was to happen to your brain, you wouldn't be able to perceive color. In fact, dogs do not perceive color. So color is not out there. In fact, I'll tell you another thing that's an illusion. When you look at an object, do you honestly think that the object that you see is out there? Well, the object you see is really not out there. It's in your head, because the image that you're seeing is being displayed inside your brain. Even though the object is obviously out there, what you see of that object is not out there. It's deciphered, by your brain. So people don't pay attention to these things. I don't expect them to. This is the kind of stuff that I've been into, since I was a kid. Just always, looking at little things and wanting to know everything there is to know about this place. But the illusion of trust. Do you trust your government? Do you trust people you don't know? You can have a leader, and you don't exactly know who this guy is. You don't really know the person personally. Granted, I mean, there have been leaders like Martin Luther King, who, of course, you never knew Martin Luther King, but at least he did go on speeches, and he did make an impact on something. But let's be real, a lot of these politicians you see, they don't really do anything different. They're no Martin Luther King whatsoever. They say the same shit. Every time there's an election to be had, they always say the same shit. They always make all these promises. But see, the illusion is is you think the president is in charge. The president is not in charge. There's a lot of other things that go into passing laws than just the president wants it. You know, this place is full of illusions. So whenever I tell somebody that this world is an illusion and they look at me like I'm crazy, I look at them as they're crazy because they're not paying attention to these kind of things. They don't understand that those things are an illusion. What I don't consider an illusion is truth. It is hard to find truth in this world because there is so much illusion. But once you find it, the way you know, it's true is when you can no longer. Now, granted, there's really no telling if you ever know the truth, you know. But what I've noticed is that if you can keep asking questions, then you haven't got to the truth yet. When you get to a point where there's no more questions to be asked, you're closer to the truth than you would be if you had to keep asking questions. That's my take on this world being an illusion. That's a more practical take on that. So, all right. If you're listening, I'll thank you for listening, and I will talk to you later.